Namaste, it's here. We are going to practice our back bending and hip opening flow for 30 minutes. Stand in the front of your mat with your feet hip length apart. Start with Tadasana. Tuck your chin under. Inhale, Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Fold from your hip and push your forehead to your knee. Inhale, Adha Uttanasana. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Step your feet backward to plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift up your shoulder, push your chest, flatten your feet, and tilt your tailbone. Stay here for 5 breaths. Step both of your feet forward. Adha Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. Fold from your hip and push your forehead to your knee. Exhale, Uttanasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Round 2. Uttanasana. Inhale. Uttanasana. Exhale. Forward fold. Half forward fold. Adha Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale. Step back to plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Adho Mukha Savasana. Stay here for 5 breaths. Lift up your shoulder. Push your chest. Flatten your feet. And tilt your tailbone. Step your feet forward. Adha Uttanasana. Inhale. Stretch, stretch, stretch your back. And Uttanasana. Fold from your hip. Push your forehead to your knee. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Adha Uttanasana. Exhale, plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your feet forward, Adha Uttanasana, half forward fold. If you cannot touch the ground, just put your hands on your calf or your knee. Uttanasana, fold forward. From your hip. Now Uttanasana, Adha Urdhva up. Exhale, Tadasana. Now flow with sun bee salutation. And we are going to do our hip opening and back bending. Inhale, Utkatasana. Tuck your tailbone under. Lift up your chest. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. Forward fold. Adha Uttanasana. Inhale. Step backward to plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Now you're gonna need to prepare your prop, your blocks, and your strap if you have. Raise your right leg up and then fold it back. Stretch, stretch, stretch your hip. We do our hip opening. Step forward to warrior 1, Virabhadrasana. Then slide your arms to warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Slide your hands lower to side ankle pose. Now we're going to open your hip your chest by using the strap if you cannot bind your hand, like I can't. Now try to go under, bind your hand and lift up. Open your hip, open your chest. Try to reach your fingers if you can. Now straighten your leg. Open your hip, open your chest. Now come down to Ekapadasana, pigeon pose, single leg pigeon pose. 90 degree, your knee, chest up. Push your pelvis to the floor. Or other words, square your hip. Now lower your chest to the ground. Stay here for 5 breaths. Lift up your chest. Now 45 degree, your knee. Lift up your arm and kick up your leg. Try to reach it. Or you lock your toes, lock your foot with your elbow. Up. We're going to do, now here is back bending and hip opening to release your pain and your stress on your hips. Our hips contains and keep all the stress. What we have to do, we have to release all the stress. Lower your leg down. Now we're going to do our low lunge. Push your hip forward. Push your pelvis to the floor. Raise up your arms and back bend. Do half Hanuman. Push your hip backward, but still square your hips. You might want to use blocks to create more space from your legs to the ground. You want to be able to stretch your legs to the front. Now, you always active your legs like that. Now create more space here, up your chest. You can use your block, put your block under, and now stretch your hamstring. You always have to keep your hip straight. Put your pelvis to the floor. Hip square. Very good. Now, come back up to plank, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Raise your leg up, your left leg now. Open your hip. Active your leg. Step your foot forward to warrior 1, Virabhadrasana, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Windmill your arm to side angle pose, open your hip. Now it's time to bind your hand, but you can't bind like I can't. Use your strap, try to reach. Go. You try to bend over. Now open your chest. You're gonna feel the more you do it, the more you're gonna get closer to reach your fingers. Open your chest, open your hip. Good. Now straight your leg and open your chest, open your hip. Push your hip backward. Push, push, push. Straight your legs, both of your legs. Active your legs at all time. Open your chest, open your hip. All right. Now come down to Ekapadasana. Single leg pigeon, 90 degree. Your knee, there's always one side that is more stiff than the other. Like my right leg is more stiff. Always square your hips. Push your pelvis to the ground. Chest up. -95 degree your knee and kick up your leg. Try to bring your leg closer to your armpit if you can. Use your block. Oop, oop. There. Open your chest. Open your hip. Try to square your hip. See, I cannot reach my pelvis to the floor, which is fine because I'm trying to square my hips. Release the stress from your hips. Your hips always create stress from sitting too long on a desk, on a table, on a chair, whatever, at the office. Very good. Now we start to do our split, starting from low lunge. Raise your arms up. Push your hip forward. Try to push your pelvis to the ground. Square your hips. Always remember, so that you can stretch your quad. For runners, weightlifters, yoga is a good way to create your strength and create your flexibility. Now, we do half Hanuman. Push your hip backward. Now try to walk forward with your hip square. And stretch your leg. Use your block there so that you can lift up your chest if you can. One side is always more stiff than the other. Chest up. Try to slide down if you can. Active your legs. My goodness. Woo! Super. Now come back to plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Now it's time to active your legs. Active your arms and shoulders. Push your chest and tilt your hip. Tilt your tailbone. Step both of your feet forward. Adho Uttanasana, half forward fold. If you cannot reach the ground or the floor, just put your hand here. But don't push, don't leave it like that. Always straight your back and keep space between your ears and your shoulder. Now Uttanasana, fold forward. Come up to chair pose, Utkatasana. Tuck your tailbone under and chest up. Tadasana. Exhale. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Adha Uttanasana. Stretch your back. Exhale, plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. We're gonna warm up our arm too. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Chaturanga. Up. Down. Up. Down. One more time. Plank. Chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Good job. Now raise your leg up. Your right leg, starting from your right leg. Open your hip. Open, 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 open. Step to the front. Virabhadrasana. Warrior 2. Slide down. Again, open your chest. I always love binding because it creates more space. I need more space on my shoulder from sitting on a chair all the time, more than 8 hours a day. This is a good way to release your chest. Open, open, open. Oh my goodness. Open your chest. Try to bind closer. Open. Release the stress. When you always have neck pain, now straighten your legs. Trikonasana. Parivitta Trikonasana. This is binding pose. When you have neck pain, shoulder pain, back pain, that's when your body tells you that you need to do something to release the stress. All right, good job. Now, come to Anjaneyasana. High lunge. Come back down, low lunge. Oh. Now, try to do back bending. Push your hip forward, but always straight, active your legs. All right, now we're gonna do our camel pose. If you can't reach your toes yet, use this. Use this. Blocks. Put your blocks. Like this. One at a time. Try to push your hip forward. Push your hip forward, forward, forward. That way you won't hurt your lower back. Protect your lumbar spine. If you want to have straight back and strong back, this is what you have to do. This is for basic beginning. Another one. Push your hip forward first. Now, back bending. All right. And if you can, remove your blocks. Try to reach your toes. Not your toes, your heel. Now push your hip forward. Lift up your chin. Good. Now come back. If you can, you lie down. Open your chest. And if you can, put your head on the ground. All right. Now come back up to child pose. When you do back bending, you always have to do counter pose to round your spine, to create healthy spine. Now come back up to plank chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Switch side. Left leg up. Open, open, open your hip. Step your left leg forward. Virabhadrasana, warrior 1, warrior 2. Now it's time to bind. Always active your legs. Now we do our chest opening, hip opening. You try to go down, 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 down. Try to reach. Now open your chest, open your hip. Straight your legs, both of your legs. Inhale, exhale. Practice every day. Someday you're going to be able to reach it. Now come back down. To low lunge. Up. Push your hip forward. We want to create space here. And we want to stretch your quad. Push your hip forward. And start your back bending. Create strength on your spine. We're going to do camel pose, if you can. All right. Push your hip forward. Up, hip forward. Tuck your chin under. And if you're feeling comfortable now, you can lift your chin up. But always push your hip forward. Good job. And you counter pose. By sitting and forward fold. Lift up your chest, fold from your hip, and then hold your big toes with your 2 fingers, and then push your chest down and pull yourself closer to your knees by rounding your spine. You want to round your spine. This is to create more space between your spine. You want to have healthy and strong spine by doing both back bending and rounding your spine. Now come up to plank. You want to understand that our back is created by the lumbar spine, the big bone here, and the big bone has very little muscle, so we have to create more muscle on your lumbar spine so that you don't have back pain. Plank chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift up your shoulder, push your chest down, feet to the ground, and tilt your hip bone. Stay here for 5 breaths. Step your feet forward. Adha Uttanasana. Uttanasana. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Chest up. Tadasana. Last round, Utkatasana. Inhale, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Adha Uttanasana. Exhale, plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down facing dog. Lift up your leg, open your hip. Oh my Lord. Step forward to warrior 1. Warrior 2. Now we want to go further to half moon pose. Hup. Tilt your hand forward. But you want to just balance yourself with your fingertips. You don't put all your weight to your fingers. Try to put your weight on your legs. And now, if you can, try to balance yourself and lift up your arms to the sky. Good job. Now come down. We're going to do Natarasana. Creating a hoop on your strap. Now, we want to hold on to the wall if you can. But if you can balance yourself, you don't need the wall. Just try to challenge yourself. Now, bend your knee a little first. And then try to roll your shoulder backward. When you get to this point, you can balance yourself. Now kick your leg up. Straight your leg, kick your leg back. Try to bend forward. Do as you can. Go as far as you can by not hurting yourself. All right, now, good job. Come back to plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Another side. Left leg up, open your hip. Step your leg forward. Warrior 1. Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. Go to half moon pose if you can't. But if you cannot reach the ground, just use a block. Like that if you want. But if you can reach the ground, just put your fingertips on the ground. Like so. Try to balance yourself with one leg. Now open your hip. Lift up your arms to the sky. Strong legs. Now come up, we're going to do the Natarasana on the other side. Create a hoop on your strap. Put around. It's easier for me to do this. Now, you try to roll your shoulder. You bend your knee first and then roll your shoulder backward like that. Try to open your chest like so. Bend your knee. Now kick your back. Kick your leg to the back to create more space and open your chest. Now straighten your legs. Go as far as you can. Good job. Roll your shoulder. The reason we do this is to make your strong shoulder so that you can rotate your shoulder. See? Now go back to plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Create space between ears and shoulder. Push down your chest. Ground your feet. Tilt your tailbone. Active your legs. Step up both of your feet. Adho Uttanasana. Utkatasana. Uttanasana. Utkatasana. Sorry, chair pose. Chest up. Tilt your, not tilt, tuck your tailbone under. Tadasana. Good job. Now come to seated position. we want to do our abdominal exercise just a little bit so that we can do our Navasana in the future. I like to create hoop on my strap and then put around both of my feet, and then we hold it with one hand. I make my fingers, I round my fingers and create just balance and lift up my legs like so. Try to strengthen your core to lift up your legs. Use this so you can have some power to lift up your legs. You don't pull to lift up. You use this so that both of your feet won't spread apart. Normally, if we don't have straps, our feet will tend to go outward when we try to lift up your chest. Now sit on your sitting bone, not round back like that. Sit on your sitting bone and then create your fingers just like so, and then lift up your legs. Okay, round one, 2 more. Inhale, exhale, now hold. 1, 2, 3, good. Last round. We create strength here, strength here. Strengthen your legs. Last round. Up. All right. Woo, good job. Okay, now. Okay, we sit on lotus pose. Finish our session with we're gonna say Om 3 times. In our lotus pose, place your palms on your knees. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Now put your palms together. We are going to create Om sound 3 times. Inhale, exhale. Now inhale. Rub your palms together to create heat. Hold your palms to your eyes. Open your eyes, adjust your eyes to the light. Lower your palms down. Rub your arms together and put your palms all over your body. Thank yourself for doing practice today. Thank yourself for being here. Thank yourself to finish your session and taking care of yourself. I hope you have a good day. Have a very good time. I hope you have a very good day. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time. Namaste.